Thank you, Nero. And your nonchalant power level is high.
Nonchalant is crazy. Am I nonchalant?
Yeah.
You think so?
You just did it right there. You turned around and said, nonchalant is crazy.
That's funny.
AJ reading my comment and Nero understanding me is popping my whole birthday week off. I ain't gonna lie, I started tweaking a little bit. Also hearing y'all read in my perceived Philly accent without even knowing me just confirms I know about my frequency. Bro, I'm gagged. I don't remember what that comment is, but
you just read someone's comment twice. They're about to be tweaking
yeah,
now.
They're
about to be tweaking now. Huh? So understand this. Now that we've gone through the mental plane and spiritual plane, particular degrees of protection, bear in mind, one thing I want to say for each plane is that coming to the understanding that you are the materialization of God, right? It's important that you align yourself with God on the mental, physical, and spiritual plane. And this is what Christ was representative of. We're all physical expressions of God. But the reason why Christ was so profound is because he was able to align and become unified with the infinite intelligence on the mental plane and spiritual plane. Hence why he was able to affect our particular degree of reality and perform miracles, because he was able to affect the realms of cause and down to the realms of effect. That's why Christ was so amazing. And the same thing for Buddha, and it's the same thing for Krishna. Now, it's about understanding that the moment that you allow unity to be formed in wholeness and oneness with God mentally and spiritually, if you look at it mentally, what could fuck with God? Quite literally. If you look at it spiritually, what could fuck with God once again? And when you look at it like that, all the threats that we begin to experience in our world become so asinine. It becomes ridiculous, inferior even. And that's how it should be. But the world wants to place it above you. So you are under the frequency of the world. So the world's frequency is above you, and it has the capability of swaying you to the degree that it does. But when you look at it mentally and you understand that the moment that you begin to dwell in security on the mental plane, the moment that you begin to dwell in the feelings of security on the spiritual plane, then you've now altered your cause. So now you're altering your effect, and things will begin to rapidly change in front of you. Now, one thing that I want to make crystal clear is that what you don't give, you can't receive. Now, earlier I was talking about how niggas will wear evil eye bracelets and be like, oh, I'm protected because I got a bracelet. That's the fucking physical plane. The physical plane is the realm of effect. How could you be protected on the physical plane by something on the physical plane if the physical plane is the realm of effect? The only way you can ever be protected on the physical plane is if you're protected on the mental and spiritual plane. And here's the thing. Christ, of course, had the amazing law of the golden rule: treat others how you want to be treated. But as human beings, we make the mistake of only being able to extrapolate this physically. 3 planes of existence. Treat others how you want to be treated physically, mentally, and spiritually. Because these are the all 3 planes of existence. So what do I mean by that? What you don't give, you can't receive. Why? Because whatever it is that you receive, you're receiving from another version of you. Whatever you give, you're giving to another version of you. It's just you in this universe. Every individual that you see is nothing more than a different physical expression of the same consciousness that dwells within you. And this is why Christ's rule of treat others how you want to be treated was so profound, because it was tapping into non-duality. It was transcending the 3rd dimensional realm and seeing that despite being separated physically, we are all one where it truly matters. And quantum physics speaks about the concept of quantum entanglement, which is the idea that when 2 particles are connected, no matter how far separated they become across the universe, what you do to one is instantly done to another. And this is the same thing about us on the spiritual plane. And what you need to begin to understand is, don't only treat others how you want to be treated physically, but mentally and spiritually. So the thoughts that you think about others, if you think, yeah, that guy's a fucking asshole, guess what? You're giving to receive to you, once again. How you feel about another person, once you feel envy towards another person, you're really just envious over another version of you, which doesn't even make sense. Hence why that misaligns you. What you don't give, you can't receive. If you don't give disrespect, you can't receive disrespect. Because even when you do receive disrespect, because it doesn't exist within, you won't register it as disrespect. You'll probably be like, damn, I'm sorry for those people. It's completely different. When it's not within, it can't be without. When you don't give out hate, you can't experience hate. When you don't give out envy, you can't experience envy. But simultaneously, It can be in the other direction. And truly, think about, on the spiritual plane, it's how you feel about others. On the mental plane, it's what you think about others. How often do you control your thoughts from thinking negatively about other people? No, he's a fucking asshole. No, she thinks she's too good. She thinks she's too nice. She's dead anyways. That's typical nigga shit right there.
That's some UK shit, for real.
Nah, it's just a Mandan thing. I think all guys, when they get rejected by their girl, they'll be like, she was dead anyways.
She's clapped.
She ain't even that nice. Right? How do we feel about people? If we feel resentful towards another individual, we're just truly resentful towards ourselves. Hence why the Buddha said holding on to anger is like holding on to a hot coal that you never throw.
Damn.
Amazing, isn't it? Because you're the only one that gets burned. Because even your feelings of resentment towards another person is truly, once you transcend this third dimensional realm and you no longer see separation, that's feelings towards another version of you. And because that's feelings towards another version of you, is really just you again. What you don't give, you don't receive. And simultaneously, what you give is what you receive. So if you give out love for other people, then you get to receive love. If you give praise to other people, you set yourself to receive praise. If you give appreciation, acknowledgement, if you make other people feel seen, they'll make you feel seen. Why? Because every individual in this universe is nothing more than another version of you, just physically expressed. So if you want to talk about being protected, when it comes down to people on a social level, understand that it all begins with you. Because what you experience on a social level is truly what's happening on an internal level. And that's a bar. Please write that down. Because it's the truth of the matter. Which means you're going to have to control your mind when it sees some fucking asshole online. Because that's just another version of you. How you feel towards another person is just another version of you. And this is something that people never ever clock. But this is as real as it gets. You understand what I'm saying? So the golden rule of Christ doesn't just extend to, treat others how you want to be treated physically. Think about others how you want other people to think about you. Feel for others the way you want other people to feel for you. It's just a big cycle of you and again. Don't get caught up in this physical plane thinking that we're all different. And when you see a homeless person, you think to yourself, what a bum. No, because without realizing it, what you're doing is setting yourself in motion to experience a particular frequency where what you're casting upon another will be visited upon you to some degree or another, in one shape or form or another. Whenever people go out with me to certain places, they'll be like, wow, you get treated so nice here. Or people treat you in a certain way. And it's because the things that I'm thinking about those people is nothing but appreciation, love, so on and so forth, and how amazing they are. Even if it's somebody just serving me food at a restaurant. You understand what I'm saying? Because thought transference exists, right? We're all devices in a sense connected to the Wi-Fi of God, and we can all send messages back and forth mentally, right? It's like thinking about somebody, then they call you. It's like texting somebody, they're like, oh, I was just thinking about you. It's like going to call someone at the same time. We're all interconnected. That doesn't just extrapolate to the people in your life, that extrapolates to the people in your world. And you can't dismiss that. So before you think terrible thoughts about somebody else, and you might think to yourself, oh, I'm spiritual because, I didn't call him a fucking asshole even though he was. I just thought it. No. The fact that you're still thinking it means that you've actually set it on the plane of cause now to experience it in the physical plane. It's mad. It's mad to say the least, huh? It's mad thing. Now, the ultimate form of protection is this. If you internalize this on a mental and emotional level with confidence, security, and certainty, and say with conviction internally, then nothing will be able to fuck with you in this physical plane. And you'll forever be protected no matter what appears in front of you. Bear in mind, whatever appears in front of you, any particular form of adversity or threat or difficulty, so long as you can maintain this, you'll be fine wherever, in front of whatever. Because it's not about what's going to happen. It's about who you're going to be when it does. More importantly, it's not about what's going to happen. It's about what happens within. And so long as you can maintain this idea that nothing can touch me, then you never have to worry about being protected, or you never have to worry about being under threat. How could you ever be under threat if nothing can't touch you? A lot of people will say that they're protected by God, but then be fearful of, people in the world or demons or anything along those lines. It's like, within your consciousness, you're clearly worried about it. You're clearly under threat of it. But when you step with a power of nothing can touch me, that I am protected, with conviction and confidence, you never have to worry about nothing. And when you never have to worry about nothing, you're in a position that the world doesn't want you to be in, because the world forever wants you to be worried. Because if you're worried, you're in survival. And if you're in survival, you're under threat. And if there's threat within, there's threat without. But when you step into the consciousness of nothing can touch me, you then become untouchable. And that is true security. No matter how far or how late you are on bills, no matter whether you have a job or not, whether you have that career promotion or not, whether you have that particular degree of healthy love or not, when you're in the idea of nothing can touch me, even when things do try to touch you and you're still in that state of consciousness, something will just happen and you're forever protected. It all begins with the understanding that you are protected. And once you come to the conclusion that you are protected and nothing can touch you, then you become untouchable.